So one of the reasons why this podcast is coming this late in the week, and I know you guys expect it on Mondays, but you know, things happen, is we all planned on, like we always do, recapping, you know, Verzuz, which is, you know, one of our favorite pastimes on the show.
Right.
Great musical discussion, talk about debating who won, who lost, And this weekend, we even planned to watch it and project it at Camp Rosy in the Poconos and all
Camp
that type
Rosy.
of stuff, right? Like we had all plans. You know, we don't have much to look forward to in 2020, but we looked hella forward to these Verzuz experiences, right? Like it keeps us in the house.
Yeah.
It's a safe experience.
Yeah.
We could talk, we could laugh, we can enjoy each other, we can have mini parties. Like it's fantastic. But that bitch COVID came in once again and ruined one more thing.
Bro,
for us
so
all.
I'm gonna explain like how this process happened Saturday night. Like,
Yes, you're front rowing it, so you can let us know like what was going on as the show was transpiring.
So the night went like this, right? Me and Sydney went to dinner, and she's like, you know, I'm gonna go watch with my girls. I'm like, all right, cool, because I have to go home and like just live tweet it and shit, whatever. So,
Yep.
all right, you know, go to your girl's crib. You know, it's Keisha Cole, Ashanti. You know, bad bitch, bitter season. Y'all gonna have to be singing. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be around for that, right?
Bitter bitch season.
Bitter season.
And I mean bitch in the most respectful way.
That's
She
what we
means
mad
bitch
at. I'm not
as
I mean
a
bitch, like,
general
come on,
term,
come on,
okay?
We're not talking about the
Not
bitches,
like
I'm talking
you
about the bitter. Why they
bitch,
gotta
like
be
you know.
bitter?
Bad
She
bitter
means
women
bitch in the
season,
sense
whatever.
that Too Short says bitch, all right?
Right.
Not
I'm not
like,
mad
you
at
know,
the
I
bitch.
hate
No one's
you,
mad
bitch.
at the bitch. I'm mad at the bitter.
You know how cancel culture is like, all these niggas out here calling like
It's always the adjective that gets women going.
does.
It's like, I'm not
Bad
mad at the
bitch,
bitch.
bitter
It's
season,
the dirt.
bro.
You call me a dirty bitch. Like the dirty bitch hits different.
yeah, I'm not gonna call you
The bitter bitch hits
Like, nah, we ain't
different.
doing that.
We ain't doing all that. Yeah.
So-
Bitch, you call me a bitter bitch.
me and Sydney, we had Sahara, we just chilling, right? So she was like, yo, I'm about to leave in a couple.
What else is new?
Shut up. So I get an email. It says, unfortunately, the Verzuz battle has been postponed. So I'm just like, it's like 2 hours before this shit starts. It's like 6 o'clock when I got the email. And then I go on Twitter and I tweet, timeline's about to erupt. So because it's coming from me, everybody was like, oh shit, like, come on, what's going on? And I'm like, just wait. You'll see. And everybody thinking like, oh, Drake is about to drop and a new album. Like, no, nigga, it ain't that. Trust me.
It's not a good erupt.
It's not a good erupt, right? So then I'm just waiting for the announcement, and then I get the email, yo, Ashanti has COVID. I'm like, wait, 2 hours before Ashanti says this? I'm like, wait, why? Like, you're not just gonna get COVID on a Saturday night and talk about, yo,
right.
I just found out. We know when we got this shit.
So let me ask you. I'm assuming. Here's the thing. The thing that makes it weird, right, is because Verzuz originally started.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because we couldn't be around each other, right?
Right.
Because it was at the safety of your own home. We could play songs. I've seen a lot of people tweeting, you know what, just do the OG way. Just go on IG Live and just go for it. But, you know, now Verzuz is a behemoth of a beast when it comes to entertainment. I'm assuming there were like plans for them to be in the same room.
I think they were going to be
testing, right?
I want to say they were going to be in LA. I think that was the case. So I'm not sure. But I think they're going to be in LA. Like, you know how they've been putting together.
The OG way.
Yeah, so I understand why people could be upset because it's like, yo, we've had Verzuz canceled because or postponed because of technical difficulties and people, Teddy Riley not knowing how to work certain IG lives and sound issues and
weather issues,
all that type
Nelly
of stuff.
and Ludacris.
We'll deal. We will deal. If you would say, hey, you know what I mean?
If we can deal with Sean Garrett in The Dream,
right,
we can deal with a sober Keisha and Ashanti.
Do you think we as Verzuz fans, Rosy and Low, have become spoiled to the Verzuz experience? All right. Like, do you think because of the big production that it's turned into?
I don't care for the production. I like the at home because I used to like how like You remember how T-Pain set up his studio for it? How
Yes.
Chris had his shit in the back. I like that. Like you're in your home.
And I've heard a lot of people echo that same sentiment about.
I don't like the whole in the same room production. First of all, we're not supposed to be doing that. You're not telling me that the whole entourage for Gucci got tested. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Just like how Kaz be like, "Yo, chill, don't be saying shit about X, Y, Z." Okay, let's
I didn't mean like,
let's not lay into this too much.
Don't want to offend my political connects.
Hold on, guys.
The only reason I brought that up is because he brought up a great point, which is that's why it started. Because we couldn't be in we couldn't do all that. So I'm guessing if we were like taking safety measures, whatever, that was the best way to do it. Everyone at home. So when I see the production, I'm like, first of all, it takes way too long to start.
Right.
So it would be like this for like an hour, and then people come in and start like, cool.
But why I understand why they stopped it though, because now Verzuz has been like, it's almost better than a tour for some people, right? Because like after you do a Verzuz, your streams fucking
skyrocket,
explode, right? Like your streams explode after a Verzuz. So you don't want to have like a whack one or a lackluster one where there's no moments that happen. Like you don't want that same sort of like Verzuz boost that every artist has gotten. And
so you like the production?
I mean, not to throw no shade, Ashanti and Keisha Cole could use the boost. You know what I mean? Like they haven't really put anything out in a while.
I feel like they got the boost already just from anticipation. I know,
of course. That's the thing. And that's what always happens. Like as soon as I mean, I don't have the data in front of me, but I can just assume. Like as soon as like it's announced, you can tell people go back and start streaming. Like Low drops the cheat sheet. Yeah. Like people start kind of getting like ready for the thing, and then as the night happens, it just quadruples and quintuples
and Kaz, that's a great point that you pull up, because I remember when I did Jeezy and Gucci's, everybody just started, like Atlanta specifically, or like the South specifically, really started to catch that nostalgia feeling, and everybody was like, damn, like yo, I remember when Gucci was Gucci, like Gua, you know what I mean? I remember when Jeezy was Snowman, like going back to the first album, going back to I know I did, man. I'm not the biggest. I don't profess myself to be the biggest like Southern rap historian or whatever. Right. So like the more I lean myself more towards the Jeezy, because Jeezy did work with like Hove and you know what I mean, everybody and like up north artists. He was on Def Jam, so he got everybody. Gucci, I'm just like, I know a couple projects, but I'm not gonna pretend like I was in the super duper early mixtape era with him.
Right.
But I get it. I get when people, because I saw a lot of more fanfare for Gucci than Jeezy in regards to just his catalog. And Gucci's catalog is so enormous that people miss that. They miss that kind of Gucci. So I understood the fanfare, and I love to see it. And I love the fact that the records that I put on the cheat sheet, people were like, yo, this is what I remember from Gucci. This is what I fuck with. This is why I love Gucci. So translation over to Keisha and Ashanti, the women were just so enamored with like, yo, yeah, Keisha's nice, but Ashanti just had the hits and this, that, and the third. And I remember singing movies, and I remember singing Baby and this, that, and the third. Girls were throwing listening parties. Like my girl's friend, they had like they made fans.
Oh, they was ready.
They were ready.
They was ready for the girls' night.
The girl, like, that was an official girls' night. And I was like, you know what, babe? Like,
and you know what? On top of that, I don't feel like the women have really been like, I mean, obviously they couldn't be. They haven't been like truly equally represented when it came to these verses, right? Like the closest we got to it was probably Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. And that was for like, the Afrocentric, you know what I'm saying? Ashanti and Ashanti and Keisha Cole had mega hits. Like they were like BET 106 in Park, number ones, all that type of stuff. So it was about to be a girls' night.
That was an official, like, I feel like Brandy and Monica were dope, but because
right.
Brandy and Monica were dope because of the narrative of their friction and their tension. That was the main story throughout that battle. The story throughout Keisha and Ashanti was like, who has the bigger hits? And there was so many different definitions of bigger hits. Like Keisha's music aged way better than Ashanti, but Ashanti had monsters.
Right.
obviously Ashanti doesn't have the vocal range that Keisha does, but Keisha also doesn't have the Billboard range that Ashanti had.
Yeah,
so there were so many different conversations that were being had.
And that's what makes a great battle, because it's always like, it's the never-ending conversation. It's like cultural relevance, Billboard success. What means more?
What means more?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why that's why people were so upset. People were just so like pissed off, this, that, and the third. And it was like the cheat sheet kind of just served as the party that night. Niggas was like, we still playing these songs.
Listen,
we still getting
this. He came downstairs. I didn't even know the battle. I was getting dressed. I didn't even know it was canceled. And everybody had on their oversized jersey and do-rags and like just the long t-shirts. And we came downstairs and they're like, oh, who's gonna tell her? They're like, who's gonna? I came downstairs last. They're like, who's gonna tell her? And I was like, what?
Who's gonna tell him
on her birthday? Who's gonna tell her?
Like, who's gonna tell her? And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go downstairs. We went downstairs and just played old school music anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think the night was still a success because people had already planned to be together. People already had they food and catered and liquor, and they were with their girls. So like, I think the night culturally was still a success, but it would have just wrapped everything up seeing Ashanti and Keisha do their thing. So, she caught COVID. It is what it is. Like, I mean, a lot of people have conspiracy theories about, she backed out because she couldn't handle the smoke, and I'm not going to say.
There's conspiracy theories around.
Like, are we really doing this?
I've seen the conversations online. I've seen the conversations online.
Focus is bored.
If we really keep it a bean,
keep it a buck.
Like, and this is why I say the versus battles. The key to a good versus battle is whoever had the highest height usually wins. Like, there's certain people that have because it's only 20 songs.
Right.
There's certain people that have had better longevity. There's certain people that have had better song quality. Mm-hmm. But the person who had the highest heat, like hottest height, usually ends up winning these things, right?
So I pose this to you. Who had the highest height?
Ashanti.
Without a doubt.
First of all, just Ashanti's job.
If you take away those Murder Inc. records.
But you can't. That's the point.
All right, that's a bad way to phrase it. When you run out of those Murder Inc. records.
Nah, man. That All Baby used to hit.
There's a lot of Murder Inc. records, though. I don't think you run out.
I'm not trying to go to a Murder Inc.
There's those Murder Inc. records. She's on a couple of hooks that were fire.
No.
She had monster singles.
And are we counting
monster singles when she came out?
No, right?
Okay, so here's my bias. Yeah, that's cool. Murder Inc. Those monsters, they exist, they're present, and they're relevant. I get that. But when we're talking about a battle versus X versus Y, my nigga, like, I don't want you to involve Z. I don't want you to involve W. I want it to be X and Y. Cool, sprinkle some things about Murder Inc. in there. All right, cool, I got it. That's what's up. Those are fire. But you only on those records for about 25 to 30 seconds.
It don't matter.
I know it don't matter. I know it don't matter. I'm not saying I know it don't matter. But
no, so like, all right, let's say Ashanti plays a Murder Inc. record with Ja Rule, and then Keisha Cole plays her Diddy record. You gonna cancel that?
But Keisha Cole outshined Diddy on that record. There's no record Ashanti outshined anybody on Murder Inc.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. She was our voice.
I don't know about that.
She was like our voice. Like, the girls won't sing Ja Rule's part, but when Ashanti come on, and
it's over after 15 seconds.
Baby girl, would you bust your guns with me? Yeah,
and it's over after
the feds come get
seconds,
me. Yeah. Come on, son. Like, Ashanti definitely held her own. And this is when Ja Rule was the unquestioned number one nigga in rap.
I'm not saying
there was a time when Ja Rule was literally
on top.
Ja Rule's a punchline now, Firefest, all that type of jazz, and the tweets and all that shit, whatever. Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this? I get the jokes.
Right.
There was a point in time, kids, where nobody on the planet was bigger than Ja Rule. Period. What's people? My name is Kaz.
This is Lowkey right here.
And if you enjoy watching that from the Say Less with Kaz and Lowkey podcast, you can check out more videos right here or wherever Eddin puts these screens at. But enjoy it. Subscribe to youtube.com/Kazeem and enjoy.
And come back for more.
Please.
We're right here.